Good morning, dear student. Myself Binod Singh. Today I will teach you Class 11th Biology, Chapter Plant Kingdom. Dear student, we have discussed in previous classes about briefly describe the life cycle of angiosperm. In last topic, we discussed about the life cycle and alternation of generation. Dear student, today I will discuss about the plant life cycle, about alternation of generations in haplobiontic, diplobiontic and haplodiplobiontic life cycle. First of all, we discussed about the alternation of generation. We have discussed in previous classes the plant both haploid and diploid cells can divide mitosis be lead to the formation of two types of plant body. First is haploid, that means N plant body is called gametophyte, and the gametophyte produced gamete by mitosis. And second, diploid 2N plant body develops from zygote is called sporophyte. It produces haploid spore by meiosis. The haploid spore is turned form a haploid plant body, that is a gametophyte once again. The life cycle of sexually reproducing plant, and there is the alternation of generations between gamete producing haploid gametophyte and spore producing diploid sporophytes. This phenomena is alternation of generations. That means I was told you in previous classes. Today I will discuss about in this diagram, in this charts, haplobiontic life cycle. In this charts, the dominant phase of life cycle is represented from free living photosynthesis of gametophyte. The plant, both haploid and diploid, can be divided into mitosis. The dominant phase, that is the life cycle, is represented by the free living photosynthesis and gametophyte. The diploid phase 2N is represented by a single called zygote. The zygote undergoes meiosis to produce haploid spores which give rise to the gametophyte. For example, many algae such as volvox, Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas, and the second phase is diploid, that means diplobiontic life cycle. In this phase, the dominant phase in life cycle is represented by the photosynthesis to sporophytic plant in haploid gametophyte, in diploid sporophytic. You know everyone. The gametophyte phase is represented by the single to fuse called diploid gametophytes. For examples, bearing plant gymnosperms and angiosperms and some algae like fucus. These types where the diploid sporophytes are dominant, photosynthetic independent phase of the plants. The gametophyte phase is represented by the single to fuse called haploid gametophyte. This kind of life cycle is termed as a diplomatic. For examples, you know, all bearing plants, gymnosperms and angiosperms, and some algae like fucus. And third stage is haplodiplobrantic life cycle. Both the sporophyte and gametophyte phase are multicellular and often a free-living. Dominant phase in life cycles may be gametophytic and sporophytic. These types of life cycle pattern exhibited by the all bryophytes and pteridophytes and some algae, brown algae, example ictocorpus, that means kelps, and red algae, polysiphonia. In bryophytes, the dominant phase is the thyloids, photosynthesis in haploid gametophyte, and its alternate with short-lived multicellular comparatively short-lived sporophyte, which is totally or partially dependent to the gametophyte. The pteridophytes, the dominant phase is represented by the independent photosynthetic sporophytic and vascular plant body. It alternates with multicellular autotrophs independent but form short-lived haploid gametophytes. Thank you.